What's going on, everyone? So, the Cleveland Cavaliers were this interesting team. What is going to happen with them? Are they a top team in the Eastern Conference? Are they a top team in the NBA? Are they going to be fighting for a play-in spot? They end up losing Knicks last season. You just acquired Donovan Mitchell. It was a disappointment, but they didn't really make any huge major improvements this season. But it was like, okay, well, they have a nice core. They got Strus. Okay, let's see where this heads. And they were kind of on this fence team. They were kind of teetering between the play-in and that sixth spot. And it looked like all hope was lost with the Cavs. And it's like, all right, Donovan Mitchell's going to ask out at some point. Right? Look for him to become available at the trade deadline because the Cavs are probably going to have to trade him. And then Evan Mobley and Darius Garland go down. And it was like, all right, stick a fork in the Cavs. They're done. Right? They're already a team struggling to stay above water. You just lost two of your three best players. You're done. Right? Season's over. Pack it in. And the complete opposite has happened. The Cleveland Cavaliers are cruising right now. They are coming off of a win against the Atlanta Hawks in a blowout fashion. Trae Young ended up leaving the game and now he's under concussion protocol and stuff. They're kind of evaluating him, but still, this was a good old-fashioned behind the bar, just type whooping. And they are on a 7-game win streak, sitting at the 4th seed. Now, they are going back and forth with the Knicks. Knicks are only half a game behind them, and they're on a 3-game win streak. They've been excellent since the OG trade. So we'll see how they finish. The Cavs and the Knicks finishing in that 4 or 5 spot. But it's very likely that they're going to match up and play each other again. And I'm really curious to see how that plays out. This could end up being a real rivalry. But the question is how do they look when Mobley and Garland come back? And it's not that I don't think that they'll, they're better without them or anything like that. No. But a couple things. One, the Cavs are cruising right now, and everybody's really picking it up. Everyone's kind of playing their role. Donovan Mitchell's doing Donovan Mitchell things, and you're seeing a specific level of play. And then you're going to go and reintroduce two main guys. I'm not talking about just role players that are coming off the bench or whatever. We're talking about two guys that are two of your three best players that are going to get X amount of shots, going to have the ball in their hands, going to have a much bigger role. Is there some downtime in between that? Does it take a little time for that adjustment period, right? Is there a little falter for the Cavs in that moment? And of course, if that happens, you're going to hear all the, oh, look, they should trade Garland and keep Mitchell, or does Mitchell end up asking out or whatever, right? You'll hear some noise, but I do think that they'll get right back into the swing of things. And I do think that this is good for the team as a whole because you're now seeing multiple guys really step up for the Cavs in this spot, right? You're seeing guys like Wade and Okoro and Strus and all of these guys really playing just really good brand of basketball. Even look at the Hawks game. You had 7 guys in double figures. Donovan Mitchell didn't even have a great game, right? He was 6-17 from the field, 0-6 from 3, and they still beat Atlanta by 21. Now it's Atlanta. Atlanta's not very good this year, but still, everybody played their part in that game. Even Merrill and Niang, and you just see what this team could be, and it's okay, well, if you add Darius Garland, if you add Evan Mobley, this team could be off to the races. Now, I still don't believe that they're better than the Boston Celtics. To be honest, I wouldn't be surprised if they beat the Milwaukee Bucks. In all honesty, I don't think that they will, but it wouldn't shock me. The Bucks defense is terrible, and I could see Cleveland surprising a team. I could see Cleveland surprising and beating the Sixers, especially with Joel Embiid's history in the playoffs. I just don't think they're going to be able to beat the Boston Celtics. I just think Boston's too good. But I could see Cleveland giving them some trouble. I could see Cleveland, and there's always, Boston always seems to shoot themselves in the foot. So again, it wouldn't surprise me at all if Cleveland just ended up stunning them or something, right? But I really like, and I've kind of been watching like Cleveland, like they're a lot of fun. There's still a lot of questions about, what's going to end up happening with Donovan Mitchell, right? And to be honest, I do feel like they should trade him this season if they think that they're going to have to, right? Because right now you're in a position, and look, you basically would be throwing away this season when it's looking good. And I do understand, what happens if you make like the conference finals or something like that this year? Maybe that can entice Donovan Mitchell. So I do think that they will keep him this season. And I do think you can put together a very compelling argument to not trade him, to keep him with the Cavs this year. But my thing is I just think you would get an insane return for him this season. I mean, look at what Siakam went for, right? Teams would be lining up for Donovan Mitchell, and I think you would get a real hefty return, especially from a team like the Sixers or something like that. I could see them making a play, or even like the Knicks, although what would the Cavs want from the Knicks at that point? But you could kind of do something that you see with Toronto, where it's like, all right, well, we still want to be good. We still have Garland and Mobley and Allen and all these various pieces. So we want to, yes, get some assets, but we want some players. And you could probably get some nice quality players for Donovan Mitchell. My problem is you don't want to end up getting to a point where teams know you have to trade him, right? You never want to be in that position. You want to be in the position to where you're like, we don't have to trade him. We can keep him, right? We're in no rush to trade him. You want to be in that position rather than the alternative position where it's get into next season or the off season and he's in potentially his final year of his deal and teams know that he's leaving, and now they're like, okay, well, we're not going to sell the farm because you have no choice, right? Would you rather get nothing or would you rather get something? Where, you might have a team like Miami that's just like, hey, let's give up everything and go get Mitchell because we may not be able to get a player of his caliber, right? And we missed out on a Damian Lillard. Do we really want to run that risk again? I just think right now Cleveland holds all the cards as far as Donovan Mitchell goes. But at the same time, it's man, you're playing really good basketball. You add in Darius Garland. You add in Evan Mobley. Can you make a push and potentially step up in front of the Sixers and end up in the 3 seed? Could you end up surprising somebody in the playoffs and, like I said, get to the conference finals? Maybe even get to the NBA finals if something falls in your lap, right? You never know. I mean, crazier things have happened, and it's not like the Cavs aren't good. Not like the Cavs aren't a good basketball team. I mean, look at what Miami did last year, right? I mean, again, stranger things have happened. So it is, to me, kind of like this push and pull, where it's they're playing really good basketball. You add all the pieces together, maybe something crazy happens. But in the same breath, it's do you really want to run you're going to get a good return regardless, right? I don't want to make it seem the Cavs are going to get fleeced or they're going to have to sell them for pennies on the dollar. They'll probably still get more than what they traded for Donovan Mitchell, right? And if you do make the conference finals or you do make, the NBA finals especially, then I do think you may have a selling point, Donovan Mitchell. Dude, look, we will do whatever it takes, right? We'll make whatever trades we need. stick with us. And there's also the whole, like last season, it was like the Cavs should trade Garland, right? Because there are questions about the Garland Mitchell fit. So, Mitchell commits long. Like right now, you can't trade Garland. Like that can't even be a conversation because you don't want him upset and like asking out or anything. So, you kind of gotta play your cards right here. And then hopefully you can do enough to entice Donovan Mitchell to stick around long term. And then maybe you could look to trade Garland and upgrade. And that's something that would be a selling point to Donovan Mitchell also. But you have to have success, right? If they lose in the first round again, I don't know if that's going to be enough for Donovan Mitchell to want to stay. It's like we keep falling short. Yeah, we're the 4th or 5th seed every year, but why does that matter when we keep losing in the first round? So I don't know. It's weird circumstances, but the Cavs do look very good, and they are on a great run right now. And I'm curious to see how they look when everybody's back and everyone returns. But anyway, as always, this is a discussion, so I pass a question on you. Let me know your thoughts and opinions down in the comments below. What do you think? How do you feel? Do you think yeah, man, go make that push, right? Get Garland, get Mobley back, and you're off to the races? Do you think, hey, no, maybe you should still trade Donovan Mitchell or at least put some fillers out there and see what it looks like? What do you think of the Cavs run right now? Did you think that they were done for it? Because if I'm being honest, I did. I thought that I was like, Cavs, it's a wrap. Trade Mitchell, call it a night. But hey, man, they've been sticking around. But again, however you feel, whatever your thoughts are, let me know down in the comments below. That being said, if you haven't liked this video, hit that like button. Helps me a lot. Lets me know you enjoy these types of videos, and I truly appreciate it. If not subscribed to the channel, hit that subscribe button. Turn on the bell notifications. Appreciate y'all. See you in the next one. Thank you.